Nice. Okay. Hello and welcome to my shop, which is a mess, and I'm going to clean it up right after this, but you get to see it all messy because that's how I roll. I finished painting my engine, I finished painting the engine itself. I've got the valve cover off because I'm polishing them. Why I took the distributor off, I'm not sure. I found out my truck was probably on fire at some point because this is all seam sealer or like plastic that's stuck to the back. So I need to scrape that off, and it's not flat, it's like curved. So the razor blade is not working too well. I mean, the razor blade is working fine here. But yeah, this truck was on fire at some point. Not good. I've already been cleaning up the hood here, but if you've seen a car fire before, I think you know how the hood looks afterwards. Obviously, it wasn't a bad fire, but there's some. I couldn't figure out there was on one of these bolts here for the intake. I was like, it had gunk on it. Yeah, this one, and I couldn't get it off. And then I finally realized, after picking it off for weeks, that it was melted wire loom. Like it's like this stuff, but just melted into a blob. Anyway, so I'm making this video. I'm making this video because I don't know if I showed this in the last one. So I'm doing the body mounts. I cut that one before I got some hole saws, and then I did a better job. And this one I missed, so I had to, because I was like, oh, it lines up with this crease, right? And then I came over here and oh, that's the crease. Nope, it's backwards. You know, other side of the metal, flipped around. So yeah, so pay attention to that. That's my. I cut the holes so I could WD-40 them. I actually only needed to actually drill this one out, and this was the first one I tried to do, and it wasn't coming. And then finally, I just cut this hole with my grinder. I tried to, I drilled it all out, and I tried to, after that, flip up the metal tabs to get the thing out, but it's like I can't even get it out. It's just rusted in place. So I cleaned it out as well as I could, scratched it all up, rust coated it, and now I just decided I was like going to put the bolts back in, but then I was like, well, I'll just put paint because it's already rust coated. Might as well like seal it in with paint. Then I'll do like after the paint's dry and the bolts in, I'll do like I've got some Corban, like what do you call it, corrosion preventative. I'll spray that in there, and then I've got these aluminum plates that I cut out that I'm just gonna RTV, I think, in place on top of them, and then if anybody ever comes to do the body mounts again, they'll just be able to scrape up some plates rather than having to cut holes. I mean, I should probably weld that one up, but whatever. I just cut 2 extra or 1 extra plate. So yeah, I did. Can you see under here? I'm gonna light the flashlight. I took a while doing all the body mounts themselves because instead of just taking them off and swapping them, I made sure it was. Sorry, as you can see, they're not. I don't have the bottom bolt on yet. Oh, this one I just stuck the mount on. But so I all these areas. I don't know if you can. Oh, there's that one. There's that one up there. I painted the removable parts gray just because I accidentally bought some gray paint. So you see I'm cleaning and rust preventing and painting all the body mount locations because why not? And then I've got to reline the cab up. The back 2 bolts aren't lined up so well, but then you put this one on, and then there's another puck that goes on top, and then you put the bolt through this one. So I drilled through the captive nut. So I just got I actually got the same bolt because the bolt sticks so far through that I'm just going to use the same length bolts. I think it's fine because the threads are going to have full engagement. And if they don't, I'm just going to go buy one size longer. It's whatever. And then a big ass washer or something. Yeah, I know it's not the nicest truck, but as you can see, I cut it here, and I probably should have done more, but I did this last year. This side's original, or is it? I don't think I did this side. I think I think I just did this side. Yeah. So I was learning to weld sheet metal. Still, I can't do it that great because my welder's not so great. I used to use like really expensive welder at work. It's like, oh my god, you just turn the knobs to it goes exactly perfect. And this one, it's like, it's got the ABC, A, B, C, D, and so it's like doesn't penetrate the metal, evaporates the metal immediately. So, but yeah, I just folded this out of flat. Oh yeah, that's the seam there, and then I just welded the inside. But I just made this out of a flat stock. I guess, yeah, this side's original, this side's replaced. That's my fix. But I only painted like up to here. I'm gonna have to clean and rust coat this, and I'll probably file out this hole a bit better. It's not rusty. I wire wheeled the shit out of it. And it's pretty good, but it's just so hard. I don't know how anybody cleans in these things. I've cleaned it out a bunch, but I drove all winter with just this exposed like this, and I mean, obviously it's painted enough that it's not rusting. Really. This is all. I did this floor pan last year. I didn't even finish welding it. But it means, look, this is driven all winter. There's no rust up here. There is some rust on the inside where water kind of sat, I guess. But I drove this all winter with the air just coming in. It wasn't too bad though, actually. The inner fender's like right here, normally. But yeah, I got to weld this floor in. I also cut. This looks like shit because this panel that I welded in is actually a drop-in floor pan that the previous owner had dropped in to replace the original, to just drop in. And so there was this like right here, there was like a caved-in hole from like somebody's foot coming through. So I just cut the old pan out, which if you come up here, you can see the old tack welds that aren't fully ground off. See, it was all the way up here, and I cut the panel out, and I just I had to go all the way to there, but there's my seam right there. Okay, those welds got a little bit rusty. That's never been touched by me. I got to work on that. Fuel tank looks okay, but yeah, I've got to go around and weld all this and clean it and rust coat it. Yeah, but yeah, this was just a drop-in floor panel, so it's probably not as thick as it's supposed to be. But anyway, it had this going on because there was a hole in the rocker, but they never fixed the rocker. They just patched it with fiberglass. So this is all welded on up here. I think I'm going to have to just cut it off just below that bend because I have a inner rocker, but the inner rocker comes straight up and stops. So I think I need to butt weld that to just cut it right below this bend. So all this is garbage. But then I recently cut off, as you can see, look how rusty it was. I cut this off because this is where the new panel is going to go. The new outer rocker, and then I also cut the cab corner off of this side. I finally, I'm under the door. One sec. I finally got around to moving the bed. So I don't know. I've seen it before where people have straps in all four corners. I didn't like that idea. I tried coming in from the side, but it wasn't lifting from the middle, so it was kind of just lifting the driver's side. So then I came from the rear, and I have another one of these, and it was kind of like this was pushed further forward, and it was still not in the middle, but still I can only get it like this. And so I just I'm by myself here, so I just lifted the back and just pulled it back as far as I could. I mean, I do need to move the wheels, or take the wheels off if I want to pull it any further back. Let's take the bumper off just because, otherwise you can't pull it back. But my dad gave me these rolly dolly things, the ones you pump up by stepping on the, so you put them under the tire and then you jack it up. So I just got to reassemble them because he took them apart to ship them. But those will be really good because that's why I haven't taken the wheels off yet, because I'm going to get those under here. Ugh, this drain is my fucking nightmare. I mean, I was like, oh, I love having a drain. You can't put a jack here. Guess where cars end up sitting? Right here, where you need to jack up the rear. So That's why I'm going to use the dolly to, I might just have to roll the truck back a little bit, but I'm going to use the dolly to just like push the back end of the truck, because you see, I can come straight in. So my garage door ends there. So my garage door ends here and the truck, okay, I gotta zoom out, I guess, makes more sense. The truck's there, so if I pull straight in, like, say straight to the ladder, there's this big gap here, but I pull diagonally in so that it's a long truck, and then obviously I have a bit more, I have a little bit more room here. If I pulled straight in, the nose of the truck would be like touching that railing. Oh, I'm also jealous when like everybody on YouTube seems like has such a large garage, like multi-car garages with like 3 cars in it, and you still have room to work. And for me, it's like, no, the garage ends there. And the garage ends there. Although this is a long bed, so maybe that's my own fault, partially. But my other car is the Impala, and it's also 18.5 feet long. So I actually, I've pulled it in here, and with the tires there, it's got about this much space between the garage door and the tires. But as you can see, my garage is a fucking mess. Body mounts. Cab corner. I'm just going to use, I looked up cab corner pieces, and I couldn't even quite figure out what I was looking at. This is just glue, so it's only really rusty here. So I just need to figure out what this shape was supposed to be. I guess I'll just leave it square. Because then the cab corner piece. Yeah, it looks like it must be this profile is how it ends. Right? Because it doesn't quite go all the way. See, this would be this height. I don't know. I'll look at the other side, but I'm assuming that's rusty too. But or maybe I think like with the outer rocker situation where you put the outer rocker on first, I think I need to cut that rust off, and then I need to attach this, and then I need to patch. Well, I'm gonna have to cut this and clamp it in place, and then figure out what size shape I need for that panel, I think. Or just leave it extra long. Just come down a bit longer and bigger. Yeah. That's my inner. So I've got to work on this. I'm being so lazy, and I don't really like that kind of work. So I've been doing engine painting. Shown this yet? Yeah, engine painting. So, got chrome, polished aluminum, valve covers, chrome timing cover is already on this car. I painted the air intake because that was rusty and already painted by somebody else. So I cleaned off the paint, and then I was like, oh, it's rusty. That's why they painted it. And then there's going to be like the chrome stainless steel headers. I've only painted to like here on the firewall, so I need to clean the rest of the firewall. Paint that. I cleaned both fenders, so they're not so dirty anymore. And I think I'm just going to paint them black on the inside, and black engine bay works no matter what color I'm on the outside. I'm thinking about either silver or green or metallic brown, because metallic brown was the original color of this truck. I don't have my flashlight on me anymore. It's hard to tell, but I think that's the original metallic brown paint. It's also on the inside of the dashboard. It's like a metallic brown. So I got lots of different color choices. So I just went with silver motor. I want to be able to see the leaks, and I'm just Chevy orange. It's like, I get it. That's the color. I'm just over it. Like, I don't want an orange engine. Unless the car is orange, maybe. I don't know. But I painted it all. I got some overspray on the oil pan, but I'm taking the oil pan off anyway. I'm taking the transmission oil pan off. Both of those are getting everything new. New water pump, I have actually a chrome alternator that came with the truck, and I wasn't going to put it on. I was going to keep the old alternator, but the old alternator, it wobbles, so I'm assuming the bearing is cooked. Keeping the power steering pump, which I already painted. I think I showed that last time. Yeah, got some tons of new parts in. Just gonna pretty much, well, I'm not rewiring it, but I removed all the wires, and I'm gonna change out, I think, some of this wire loom. I bought the mesh loom. Looks nicer, I guess. I use that. But I don't mind the corrugated stuff, actually. So. Also want to paint the inside of the hood. I gotta do so much work still. But the body mounts are done, and I want to do the body mounts before I weld the metal, because I gotta make sure it's, you know, like before, 2 of the body mounts were just blown out. So I don't know what the level would have been. I think this is higher now. So it's not perfect, but this also looks like it may have been, I don't know. Do you think that was body worked? Is that normal? I mean, obviously they weren't it was an old truck. They just made them, right? So, but I think I'm just gonna, well, that doesn't quite line up. Maybe it'll line up when I push it forward, because I'm gonna push it forward because I don't know. I figured you want these to be in line, right? Like, but then when I weld the rocker on, I gotta weld the rocker on where it lines up with the door, right? So the door can seal. Interesting. Okay, well, that's my crappy update for today. Oh, I also got this from work. They're throwing it away. It's awesome. Gotta find a place for that, and I'm gonna get a welding table too. I'm gonna put the welding table here. Oh, I did this too. This is my battery tray. I drilled a bunch of holes. Like, wasn't that rusty? Just kind of at the bottom right there was rusty. So I drilled a bunch of holes, painted it black. What's it got? Yeah, kind of need some more paint on the side of that nut. But battery tray. I mean, I kind of wanted to make an aluminum one because this is fucking heavy, but it works. All right. Peace out.